Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's fanciful rendition of the WREPcast. I'm your host, Peter Pan, and the thingy who's in my what's it, Itsy Bitsy Spider to my left is Wendy. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Wendy.
Would you have rather been the dog?
No.
Okay, there you go, Wendy.
Even though the dog is cute, but still.
True that.
I do
Dog
love
love
dogs.
for life. Dog love for life. Anyway, so we're back.
Bow wow wow yippee yo. Oh.
Word. We're back again.
Hi.
As per usual, we don't know what we're going to talk about. We have no clue. It's just is what it is. We have a few things in mind, but other than that, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much in the way for like entertainment stuff right now.
No,
I mean, I got something.
Yeah. Me too.
One thing I found out, I haven't gone looking for it again, but 'cause I didn't get a chance to. But one thing I found out about was that Marvel and Disney have announced, officially announced the next chain of movies, more or less, basically their plans for what movies they're going to be making for like the next 6 years.
Wow.
So
6 years.
While he's talking, I'll start looking for it. But yeah, I know they've got in at least another couple Avengers movies, Doctor Strange movie.
That's strange.
Shut up. And there's a few others that are in there. I know we've got one more Captain America movie. So yeah, but I know there's one other movie that Vin Diesel might be in.
Oh boy.
I mean, he voiced Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, but in an interview he did a while back, he had said something about that he was hoping to be able to, or supposed to be something like that, doing another character in the Marvel universe. So, I'm kind of.
He probably would do good as a Marvel character.
Yeah. I just gotta find which one that it was supposed to be, but I can't remember the name. It's not a series that I've ever really read or anything like that. In fact, I didn't really know about it until I read the interview that someone had done with them in the first place. So that's kind of yeah. There we go. So, what did you have to talk about in ways of entertainment?
Oh, entertainment. Well, what was it? Friday. Yeah, Friday. Interstellar came out in theaters. Apparently a fairly good movie. I unfortunately, or he, has not gotten a chance to make it out to go see it. I intend to go see it probably Monday or Tuesday if time allows. Something about working nights and sleeping days really kind of screws this up for me. That's really all I got as far as entertainment.
Click, damn it.
I know that we as a company have a whole lot of different things that we have coming up. I don't know if you want to talk about that later or talk about it now, or...
We can talk about it now. It kind of fits. So.
Okay. Alright, well, we brought on another person.
Well, technically speaking...
Two.
We partnered with a fourth person, and another person kind of come along with them. So, which works.
It does work.
So, we are, in the midst of expanding some things, business-wise.
Hopefully in the next few months, you guys will see our website actually improve with, hopefully better content. It's, I'm not really a web developer. I'm just the infrastructure guy and know how to put things where they need to go. As far as looks, I defer to other people for that information. Which the other person that we partnered with is willing to give, and we have another friend of ours who is willing to help as well. So we're hoping to see that greatly improve in the next few months.
Indeed. And, it'd be very, very nice if it all works out. So,
Yeah.
because we as a business never wanted to be stuck just doing like podcasts and stuff for YouTube. We have way too many ideas for that kind of thing. So, preferably, hell, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm splitting my damn attention like crazy.
And for him, that's nothing new.
Right.
But one thing that we are talking about seriously doing are computer desk or PC gaming desks or
Yeah.
even really.
Well, it's the basic idea behind it is it's custom desks, and we plan on building them so that you can actually put the computer inside the desk. It doesn't sound that grand when you put it as simple as that, but the idea is, we want to make it, really fancy. Obviously, people can, put their own specs in, have the desk customized in a way they want it to. If they want it to glow a lot, we can make it glow a lot. If they want to have a built-in cooling unit, like a mini air conditioner in there, then we'll, try to do that too.
Yeah.
And we'll try, it's, the idea is it's custom orders, and you guys make the orders, tell us how.
And we
But-
build.
Yeah, we've.
It's
Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to set up actual options on our website for it. And
the way that I would say it, and I hope I'm not overstepping when I do. If you guys have the money for it, we can do it.
That's basically the idea behind it. Or at least we're going to give it the old college try, and it might take us longer with some because, well, there's only like 4 of us.
Yeah. So
I mean, you and number 4, you guys still work 9 to 5. Our new partner, he lives in a different town. He does have a job too, so it's kind of yeah. But we've been managing to find ways to make time for what we need to. So, we got this.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really fun for us, and hopefully something you'll enjoy as well. Especially when you can do a bunch of customizing yourself to it. That's when it becomes really fun, something that makes it yours. That's why I don't particularly care to go out and buy a pre-built PC. I mean, if I need to on the fly, that's what I'll do. But I've never really had to. I've always been able to custom build. Well, all except for laptops. Laptops, laptops I don't custom build. But PC wise, it's always nice when you are able to put things the way you want it to be. The idea for the desk, apparently I had a long time ago, and there was no market for it, and now there is, so that's what we're going with. But it wasn't my idea, though. It was anyway.
Well, when it comes down to it, it's like you've thought about it before. Me and number 4 thought about it before, and our new partner, he came to us with it again. This time around, it's like, well, we've thought about these things,
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a new concept to us exactly, which is fine.
I mean, what was it? Back in 2007, I actually had the carpenter all set up for it.
Right.
To do it, and then, I don't know, just wasn't able to do it. For this, then the other reason. Primarily no market, really, at the time.
Let's see here. Alright, here's a little bit of the stuff they got. We're going to have another Thor movie eventually.
Oh boy.
We're going to have the second Guardians of the Galaxy at some point. We're going to have Doctor Strange. The next Captain America is going to be... You're a moron. Anyway, eventually the new Captain America is going to come out with Iron Man in it, blah, blah, blah. Now, where it gets interesting is I didn't know they were going to do this until I heard about it. They're going to be having a Black Panther movie. So that ought to be interesting to see how that goes. Inhumans, that's the one that Vin Diesel might be in, from what I understand.
Inhuman.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. They're from like another planet kind of thing.
Oh.
It's not, like, I don't think... It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't think anything takes place on Earth for them.
Okay.
So, yeah. Then we've got the two Avengers movies that are Avengers Infinity Wars, Part 1 and 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so kind of...
Yay.
We've got Captain Marvel. That's going to be a thing. Also known as Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah. She's badass and hot. She can stand toe to toe with the Hulk. So.
Wow.
But a lot of this is like, the upcoming Phase 3. Well, not upcoming. I think we're just going into like the Phase 2 stuff.
Yeah.
Now with the next Avengers movie coming. So a lot of this is like the Phase 3 stuff. So let's see. Yeah, I said you get the new Thor and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Phase 3 is looking like pretty much for Marvel. Is you got the two Avengers movies coming up and some other, I guess you'd say, smaller characters appearing and showing up and being part of the universe. So
cool.
Which is cool. I mean, I like Black Panther. He's a generally cool character. So, because now if you follow the cartoons or any of the comic books, Black Panther, he's actually a king.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Like basically the king of this one like African tribe or whatever is usually the Black Panther. They don the mantle to protect their tribe and all that stuff. And,
okay.
and it's a sizable tribe, and they have mines of like some of the precious metal that Captain America's shield is made out of.
You're talking.
And all that.
Yeah, I remember now.
And now, the last time I saw any cartoons that involved Black Panther, it was his father was Black Panther. His father got killed, and so he took on the mantle and all that. So. But yeah, so the Black Panther character is pretty interesting. So I'm kind of looking forward to that one, actually. Now, Marvel likes to put the occasional Easter egg in pretty much all their movies.
Yeah, I know.
That, so they can give you little hints and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, and, they may not have been playing in this. They may have. Hard to say. But back in one of the first two Iron Man movies, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I think it might have been the second one, there's a point in Tony Stark's lab you can see maps of things around the world and all that, and for different whatevers, I don't know what they're for. Anyway, one of them, somebody picked out and saw that you could actually see where the area in Africa where Black Panther's from, called Wakanda. That was something specifically up on one of the maps. So that might have been Marvel's way back then of saying, hey, give it time and this will be out. Or they may have just done it just for a little fun Easter egg and then eventually decided, you know what, let's just do Black Panther. Why not? He's an Avenger, so, we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just hoping that, for the Civil War stuff, that they actually, are able to work with, what was it, Fox or something? Sony, to get Spider-Man. Because from what I understand, he was a major part of the Civil War at some point. So I'd actually really like to be able to see that happen. You know, I mean, the X-Men, some of the X-Men were part of it too, but that one's owned by Fox, and Fox is, you know, and understandably so because they made some money off it, but they're a little stingy about, you know, working with other companies with their properties.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't know, like something like that though.
yeah, I mean, it could be good for all the companies.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like play nice, children. You know.
Granted, they'd have to share some of the profits, but these are like, it's Disney, it's Sony, and it's Fox. These are three separate multi-million-dollar companies,
I would
or
go.
billion,
Yeah,
multi-billion dollar company probably. So it's like, you guys can afford to set aside corporate rivalries to make something great that people would really love to go see,
Yep.
because it's all the Marvel universe, you know.
Yeah. So let the Marvel universe actually be all together. You know.
I mean, you gotta think eventually Marvel and like Fox and Sony's contracts will probably end, and eventually, I don't know how that would work for them, but if it does, and you know Disney swoops those properties back up, and you know but if they were able to work together before all that happens, who knows? Maybe Disney would be like, okay, look, Fox, Sony, we've worked good together, so I tell you what, you guys can keep Spider-Man, you guys can keep X-Men, and we'll be fine. Let's just play together. And that way Fox and Sony will still be able to make money off it. But if they're not willing to work with Disney to make, you know, something even greater for the fans, then who knows? They may, as soon as, you know, contracts are up and all that, then they may just swoop in and say, no, you guys don't get these anymore. Like, you couldn't play nice, and now we're taking our toys and going home.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what? As a fan and as a viewer, I would dare say, you know, if they can't all make something nice like that for the fans, damn it, we the fans made you. We can break you.
Right. And as far as I'm concerned, honestly, Fox, they can go ahead and lose the rights to X-Men. They, after a point, they started screwing up things so bad.
I noticed.
And so it's like, look, you guys can go ahead and give that property up. You've
obviously shown that you have no idea what you're doing.
Right. It's like, hey, the first 3 X-Men movies
were
great. They were great movies. I loved them. I went to see them in theaters. I got a big kick out of them. But then they made, I think it was the Wolverine Origins movie, and they just started sending everything downhill after that.
Really? I thought it was a good movie.
Oh, no. It was a good movie. It's just they started throwing the lore downhill after that.
See, I know nothing about the lore.
Yeah. Well,
so, like...
I'm fairly big into X-Men, you know, so it's like I know a thing or two. Not as much as some people I know, but I know a thing or two. I've learned from other people what I haven't read myself. So it's kind of... They're beating the shit out of the lore of the X-Men right now.
Yeah, and that's no good.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mess. But no, I don't know. Maybe I want to say they have something more planned, but I don't know. That's the thing. Is like I get a lot of news on the Marvel universe and all that stuff, but most of it's like what's coming from Disney. I don't really do very well at keeping track of what's coming from Fox or Sony for that matter, because I'm not really a Spider-Man fan.
Mm.
So it's like it's an alright character, but I'm just not into Spider-Man as much.
Right.
So you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh no! I do know one.
Oh.
And I think this is technically a Fox property. They have confirmed that they are making a Deadpool movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
See, they've been talking about it for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to. They had a director lined up and everything like that. And then they just shut the project down.
Okay, I was wondering what happened to it.
However, the director, and Ryan Reynolds, who played Wade Wilson, also known as Deadpool, in the Wolverine origin movie.
Right.
They worked together a little bit and worked with someone else to make a CG trailer for the would-be Deadpool movie that had already been, canceled pretty much. And Ryan Reynolds did the voice for, Deadpool and all that, and the director directed and probably helped pay for everything and all that stuff, and they actually put out this makeshift trailer on their own. And, they put it out on YouTube. It went viral among Marvel fans. And, and people loved the idea of it, and Fox saw it and it's like, alright, we fucked up. We are reinitializing the Deadpool movie. So
Well,
it's now, it's officially, from what I can tell, now going to be a thing. So now I'm just waiting to see it come about because I'm a big Deadpool fan. I love the character because he's just insane in a lot of ways.
oh, but kind of like you.
Right.
Gotcha.
Only,
Sure.
I'm not riddled with cancer and a super healing ability that just barely keeps me alive. I mean, but I do probably have the voices in the head and all that stuff. But I do a better job of keeping them in check than he does, though.
Well, then you got number 4. He just scares all of them away.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean, so I'm looking forward to a Deadpool movie. I have no idea when it's slated to try to come out. It probably won't be for another couple of years, but
Well,
I'm gonna keep looking forward to it. So, because hey, it's something new. It's a new property for them to run with, so that could be a good thing,
oh yeah.
Especially with Ryan Reynolds, because I like him as an actor in general.
Same here.
So
I've always liked his work.
yeah, and now and knowing, like when I first watched the Wolverine origin movie, by that time it was like I'd been introduced to Deadpool. I knew, who Wade Wilson was. I knew what Wade Wilson was like. And as far as I'm concerned, when they slated Ryan Reynolds to be Wade Wilson in the origin movie, I thought, you know what? I could not have made a better choice.
Yep.
Honestly, it's the same for like Robert Downey Jr. for Tony Stark. Like, I couldn't have done it better.
Yeah.
So actually, and that comes like Chris Evans. He does a great job as Captain America.
I know.
And Chris Hemsworth, he does a great job as Thor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the look for it.
He really does.
So it's I gotta give it to Disney and Marvel. They do a damn good job of casting.
They do.
I mean, like you got Hugh Jackman, who's been Wolverine for years now in the movies. It's like I see it. I totally see it, dude.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So I mean, eventually, Hugh Jackman's probably going to retire because he said it best that, Wolverine doesn't age. Well, he does. So eventually you're going to have to, if Fox keeps making these movies, you're going to have to get used to the idea that somebody else is going to have to play Wolverine eventually.
Well, yeah.
So, which is understandable. And if I might add, my personal preference would be the former wrestler CM Punk. Because there was one point where he started actually growing his beard out and like the mutton chops like Wolverine, like you see Hugh Jackman have for the movies and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually kind of looked like a thinner Hugh Jackman.
Really?
It was weird. He really did. I'll see if I can find a picture sometime and show it to you. But
All right.
I thought he looked like a thinner Hugh Jackman. He had this thing like going for a Wolverine look. It's like, yeah, they'd have to do a lot to cover up the tattoos that he has because he's got them all over. But yeah, he could do Wolverine. And it wouldn't be too much of a stretch having to find like a new person because he's got somewhat of a resemblance to Hugh Jackman. So it's like that could work.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
It really is. So, but that's my 2 cents. That's how I think if they eventually do that, CM Punk would be a good choice. So since he has retired from wrestling altogether at this moment, so a lot of internal turmoil.
Yeah, I imagine.
Incidentally, though, that all kind of falls back to stuff dealing with Marvel and Disney. Well, Batista, who played Drax.
Yeah.
When he came back to the WWE, because they brought him back and they were gonna bring him back as a good guy, more or less. Give him a push to go win the title,
Right.
and all that good stuff. You win the Royal Rumble, so he can go to WrestleMania, win the championship, be the champion for a while. And it was one big thing to help, like from WWE's side of things, help build Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
and give it a little bit more hype by like bringing Batista a little bit more fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an all right idea. It was generally a good idea to bring him back, help give him a push to some degree, but they, all the backstage politics and all that stuff, they were just practically handing him the title. Like, it's like he came back, so now he gets the championship. But there's other guys out there that have been working for years and have never even touched that gold. So, and so there was some hurt feelings going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
And CM Punk was one of the guys that was, really, really pissed off about it. And, what is it? I think he made a showing at a pay-per-view, and then, the next, pay-per-views are usually on Sunday, so the next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
By the next Monday on Raw, he quit.
Ouch.
He did not there was enough problems with the backstage politics and all that, and that was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back of like, you guys are just screwing people at this point, and I don't want any part of it anymore. So he just left. He got on a plane and went back to Chicago and said, nope, this just ain't happening.
Huh.
So they actually lost a really marketable guy because they were trying to hype Batista for Guardians at that point. And then because of CM Punk and he's got such a big fan following in the WWE,
right,
it pissed off a lot of fans too, because CM Punk has a big mouth. He was not going to keep it a secret that he left and why he left.
Right.
He got on Twitter as soon as he could and started spreading the word. So, in doing such, everybody hated Batista. By the time he finally reappeared, everybody just hated him. He was almost booed out of the building and all that. And so he never... It started forcing the whole storyline to get twisted around. He never got the title or anything like that. And it was actually rather funny. It was just one big mess because they wanted to hype him. And it just had the opposite effect on him in general. People still went and saw the movie and liked the movie and liked Batista playing Drax, which is fine. But I think honestly that would have happened anyway.
Well,
I mean, this if anything shows it would have happened anyway, because people hated them what WWE was doing, trying to hype Batista.
Well, that to me just doesn't seem right anyway. I mean, It's like, what does it matter to them?
Well, to them, if it hypes Batista and he stays on contract longer, it gets them more money. Because what it can do is it could have given them potential future business with Disney and Marvel.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like sometimes when there's a really big movie coming out that The Rock's going to be in, The Rock comes back. It gives The Rock a chance to come out on stage, do his little talking and all that, and then hype things. Because without actually even really talking much about the movies, it's hyping the person that's going to be in it. It's kind of like it's kind of like the red carpet, It's you get the stars out there, you ask them some questions, whether it's about the movie or not. If they make a good showing on the red carpet, it hypes their next project that they're going to be in.
Well, yeah, but at least with Rock, they don't go and screw other people,
right?
Or that I know of. And I know hardly nothing about wrestling. Let me put it to you bluntly.
Genuinely speaking, they don't really. I mean, like, the last time The Rock, came back, he was actually there for a while. He wasn't, like, they'd hyped the movie, and then he stayed for a bit. Granted, he wasn't, like, there every week like some of those guys were. He'd make an appearance, like, once a month or something like that. He had a feud going with John Cena for, like, 2 years straight, and it was back and forth back. And he did get the title eventually, but it wasn't one of those, hey, okay, you're going to come back at the Royal Rumble, you're going to win the Royal Rumble, so you can go on to face the champion at WrestleMania and then win that. It wasn't one of those things like, let's just blatantly hand him everything.
Right.
He came in, he did some matches, he fought some fights and all that stuff, and a year later eventually became the champion, and then lost to John Cena at the second WrestleMania they faced at. So there was real build up to it, and it helped hype the movie, which I think might have been Fast 6 at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like Fast 6 at the time when they brought him back. It's like, okay, like, I don't like The Rock as a wrestler. I don't like him coming back for these hype moments. But as an actor, I do like The Rock.
Same here.
I think he did a great job, or he's done a great job acting. And so, I like and respect him for that. I've always hated him as a wrestler. He was great on the mic, but he sucked at wrestling. He really did. So it's like all the hype that he ever gets when he comes back. It's like I don't get it. Like, oh, The Rock's coming back. Oh, I don't give a shit. It's kind of like they've been trying to, for whatever reason, they keep bringing Hulk Hogan out these days, and it's like, dude, he's useless now. I don't care about Hulk Hogan. He was fun back in the day, but he's old and sad now. Like, he's a legend. I get it, but I don't care. I don't like Hogan.
Yeah.
That might be a death sentence, for the wrestling world for me saying that shit, but I just don't like Hogan. So, but yeah. Anyway, nevertheless, the WWE almost actually completely failed the hype for Batista, but the movie
I was gonna say, it sounds like it.
But the movie did a great job on its own, so it worked. But WWE has done that with The Rock before. They'll throw some cross promotional stuff and bring The Rock back, hype him, hype his upcoming movie that they want to hype for, and then he goes on his merry little way after maybe a couple appearances or maybe one match. So, and they're trying to do the same with Batista because he was going to be in a big movie.
Right.
And they did a horrible job because they pissed off the wrong person. So it's kind of, But, yeah, and that happens.
Well, it sounds like if they would have done the same thing for Batista that they did with The Rock, it would have been fine.
Probably. I think, if it weren't for the fact that they decided we're just going to bring you back and throw you right in the title hunt when there's other guys working hard for it, CM Punk may not have got pissed. He may not have, went out on Twitter and threw out the WWE's dirty laundry right there on the spot and just been like, it would have been a lot better. And it might have then helped hype a bit more, but they just pissed off the wrong person. The wrong time. So.
Oh, way off topic.
Which is fine. We need to get out the topic anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Still on the topic of movies, potentially. I've been hearing a lot of chatter of William Shatner may come back for another Star Trek movie.
Ooh.
82, 83-year-old.
Yeah. Doesn't look like Kirk no more.
I don't know, he's still kind of, no. He don't.
He looks like somebody who ate Kirk. All at the same time, I love William Shatner.
Yeah, same here.
He's actually a pretty goofy guy, so.
He is.
Like, I like watching him on Weird or What. I think that show's already been canceled, but, I don't know,
I don't know that I've seen that one, but I know that I used to watch Boston Legal when it was on, and he was pretty goofy. He was like really, really goofy. But no, he told.
Have you ever watched his Comedy Central roast?
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, I love George Takei on there. He's like, I've been waiting for years to say this. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. That's brilliant. I love it.
It was.
That was awesome. So.
I don't know. He told JJ though, because JJ wanted him to come back anyway.
Right.
And yeah, I guess he was only gonna have a really small part, kind of like what Leonard Nimoy had as the original Spock.
Well, Leonard Nimoy is also, he's still the original Spock in the movies. Dude, it's kind of the thing like he's in there for a short period, especially in the second one. But
yeah, second one it's only like maybe for
it's like 45 seconds on screen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Leonard Nimoy as Spock has kind of a great importance to the first movie especially.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
And gives some good ideas about stuff in the second one, even for the short period of time that he's on there.
Oh yeah.
So even though he's very minor role in there, he's an important character.
Oh, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. But my whole thing is that if Shatner did come back for another role on the big screen as Kirk, because he already told JJ that if he came back, he wants a major part. Okay, that's fine. But at the same time, what does that mean? Does that mean they're gonna reset the timeline? Because okay, you already have Star Trek nerd here coming out. Sorry for all of you who are, Star Trek nerd coming out for everybody else who's not either.
You have been warned.
You have been fair warned. Okay, Insurrection. No, I'm sorry. Star Trek fans are gonna kill me. Generations, at the beginning, Kirk got killed. He got pulled into a ribbon. He got pulled back at the end and dies. So, if...
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler. If you guys haven't seen the movie, what the hell?
Then you're either A, not a Star Trek fan, or B, you are
the
a
movie
horrible
is,
Star Trek fan.
The movie is 20 years old?
Give or take.
I think. Came out in 95 or 96. Can't remember which, but it's a fairly old movie. And that is weird. That makes me feel really old.
Let me stop you real quick there. At Pathfinder last night, we were talking about the Judge Dredd movie, the new one. Just Dredd. I haven't seen it yet, but a couple people were talking about have seen it, and it's pretty good and all that. And we were talking about how old the first one was, and somebody looked it up, and it's like, dear God, that was 19 years ago. Like, yep. I remember watching that movie.
Same here.
That was 19 years ago.
You know what? I actually, believe it or not, I like the original one better than the new one.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so I plan on watching it.
But that's strictly my opinion, mainly because of plot.
Right.
I'll
let you know how I feel about it after I watch it. You go ahead and go back to Star Trek.
Yay!
I just wanted to point that little how we feel old stuff about that out.
19 years ago. Wow. Damn. So anyway, means that Kirk already died right after the Enterprise D was destroyed. Okay, so I don't know how when they're gonna pull him back, because Kirk was fairly young still when he got pulled in to the Nexus. Age-wise in real time and age-wise in Star Trek time. So I'm not exactly sure if he does come back. I don't know how they're going to do that, and I don't know what this means if they are going to reset the timeline, which I think they should, because guess what? The Enterprise had a lot of voyages to go through without JJ destroying the timeline. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. I'm not going to say that it's bad, but
look at it this way. Look at it this way. I get what you're saying. I totally understand. But look on the bright side. At least he's set up as an alternate dimension kind of timeline. Like, this went differently in this dimension. It was blatantly said so pretty much in the first movie of something happened that shouldn't have happened in the original timeline. So
and now it's an alternate timeline.
Yeah. Which, at least you got that. The new Star Wars movie is just being thrown in somewhere in the original timeline,
what the fuck?
And saying screw the
extended universe.
Yeah, screw the extended universe. We
don't care what's happening. That.
Like that is a slap in the face.
I know.
To Star Wars fans, man, to nerds everywhere in general. That's just a fucking slap in the face.
Now, what I like though, and I'm waiting for the final product. Maybe I'm late and they've already put it out. But the guy who played Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, I can't remember his name for the life of me. But anyway, he is making his own Star Trek series called Renegades, and it actually takes place not too long after Voyager gets back, and I think they're bringing back Chekhov, the original Chekhov, as Admiral instead of captain or whatever, or commander or whatever he was at the end of Star Trek 6. Well, for being over 80 some years old, I would think he'd be admiral by now. But the point is though, is I kind of like seeing that, is that somebody's actually taking the universe that I grew up with and that most of you grew up with and continuing it. Because we've already had the prequel that was Enterprise, and and then you had original series, Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and then nothing for a while. Then I've heard something about that there was gonna be one based on the new universe, and they're gonna put that on Netflix. I think it was gonna be a Netflix produced. So that, and really, like, I like the idea because that's where it's all going. I prefer watching TV on my phone or on the computer, anyway, or on my Blu-ray, and I tablet.
Like I've had this thing for like almost a month now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I just sat there and watched anime on it. Like, seriously.
Well,
I found this wonderful anime app that has a lot of animes on it, dubbed and subbed, and keeps up to date on some of the newest animes that are coming out right now. So, I fell in love with the app, of course, and use it quite often.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I like my tablet, it's, yeah. Did I talk about the new version of Windows last week?
Well, not last week, but, I
all?
don't think so, that I can remember.
Okay.
That's the hard part about doing it every 2 weeks. Sometimes I just don't pay attention.
Alright, anyone who's not been paying attention to Microsoft news,
Yep.
back in October, September, they finally released the beta preview of Windows 10. Yes, I did say it, Windows 10. They skipped 9. Because
it's bug numbers.
Yeah, I don't really know why they. Oh, I know why. Because they're like, oh well, we have the Xbox One, we have the. I guess they're looking at new beginnings, and which is good because they got rid of Balmer, which is a good thing because, well, yeah, 8.8 and 8.1, were just bad. Like, I run 8.1 and I don't even like 8.1. It doesn't do what I think it should do. 10, the Windows 10 preview though, from what I can tell so far from what I've ran, it is a very, very nice, well thought out piece of software. You do not have your Metro screen coming up automatically. They brought back the start menu. They allow you to now. Your start menu includes your live tiles. So what they did was they made a mix between 7 and 8. Except the 8 portion, that would be the Metro screen, is actually done within the start menu itself. So people who like the 8.1 idea, I like the live tiles. Don't get me wrong. I like being able to not go into my email constantly, click on a thing, and go, oh, hey, I have mail, and then choose whether I want to look at it or not. You know, now the experience of Metro, though, I don't like it. I really don't. Like, it's not even that it's different. It's more that they tried forcing users to go to touch screen.
See, I wanted a touch screen for my computer, but it's like I don't like the idea of like being forced to it. That's
right.
Rather stupid.
Right, and and that's what I mean is that I like the idea of a touch screen as well. Obviously, I got a tablet. I've been wanting one.
I've been to Best Buys in the past couple of years a few times, and it's like, oh look, there's this good size, beautiful looking touch screen. It's like, I want one. I really, really want one.
Right.
I'd love nothing more than to play Civ on a touchscreen because Civ is a game that's set up for touchscreen capability.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But I look at the price and I say, fuck you. Like, no! I don't love to do that much. Suck it. So trying to force people to actually go to a touchscreen, it's like, yeah, okay, not the greatest idea, really. And, it's like people aren't going to go out and buy the biggest ones every time at that point. They're like, I'm going to get as small as I can to make it as cheap as possible just so I can actually run this damn system.
Yep.
So it's not going to make anybody a lot of money. And it might just alienate people altogether from it.
Right. And that's what they're finding is that, and like, what was it? There were several games that you found you couldn't even run.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like there's
I mean, these are important. like gamers want to play these type of games.
Counter-Strike, I think it was one game that wouldn't work with 8.1. Killing Floor was a game that wouldn't work with 8.1. There was one other game I can't remember off the top of my head that wouldn't work with 8.1. That's the only thing that keeps me going to 8.1 is like the only reason why I want to go to 8.1 for my computer is so that I can play Project Spark.
Yep.
But I'm not going to give up being able to play 3 different games that I like for one game that I've played once on the Xbox One.
Right.
Like it's not. Yes, Project Spark is interesting, and it's free, but it's also filled with microtransactions. It's like you can buy this and do this with this and buy this, but do this.
I would say let's set up a test machine for Windows 10.
Right.
And let's see if we can't get Counter-Strike and all that to work. Because
cool.
if those work on those or work on that, then I think that's what we should do. I think that way for a lot of the gamers out there who don't do the beta testing and whatever, we can actually be like, yes, it does work.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. I've got no problem using my account. I just got to remember what the third game was. It might have been Civ. Which I'm not giving up playing Civ. Oh, that reminds me. Getting off your stuff real quick.
That's fine.
Back to a little bit of entertainment.
Because
I've never gotten a chance to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. The Stronghold Crusaders 2 game that came out a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
I got my hands on it. Number 4 was nice enough to buy me a copy. So I got to play it. Mostly he bought me a copy so he didn't have to play it alone. That one, it's not too much different from the original Crusades, but it's still just as fun. There's a few tweaks here and there, and, a few things, and plenty of things left unchanged, but it's still a fun-ass game. We played the shit out of it when we first got it, so I kind of want to go back and play some more now all of a sudden tonight. But on top of that, there was a new Civ game that was released too.
Oh.
We've gone through Civ 1 through 5. Well, now we've got Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. So this one is basically at the end of Civ 5, not campaign, but just if you get what's called a space victory, it means that you've launched your rocket ship and you've gone to space. Well, this kind of takes over after that kind of thing, so to speak. Now, humans, many years later, are in space, and you get to colonize a planet, and of course you have to deal with other groups, different political groups from Earth having to want to settle on the planet too and all that because it's like that perfect planet, whatever. So you got to go through all that crap too.
Shoot him out of the sky.
So
shoot him out of the sky. Do it.
Too much. But the fun part about that one is like, okay, I don't know how the old Civ games were. I only know I can only go based off of Civ 5. But in Civ 5, the research system is a certain way. You just kind of pick whatever is available to you, and usually whatever is quickest and available to you at the time. Whereas in Beyond Earth, it's a research tree. So this one will actually lead to this one, but there's like 3 sections in here, and you can finish like the middle one to get to this part of the tree, or you can just keep finishing this one, then go to this part of the tree, and all that. And there's different types of point systems like that allow you to get special units. Like I think the 3 different types are purity, harmony, and supremacy. So based on where you go in your tech tree, you get more points for those, and then you get special units that are based off of supremacy or harmony or purity, kind of thing. Now, harmony tends to lead more towards you're working on this planet with like the native alien creatures, not actually like sentient beings, but like just little, well, not little, but actual creatures that run around the map and all that. It's kind of in Civ 5 they had barbarian encampments. The only thing different between the barbarians and these aliens is that the barbarians always just attacked you. They didn't care.
Ah.
The aliens you can actually be peaceful with to an extent where they won't attack you. To a degree. Now, they've got these huge things called siege worms. They'll just wreck your day.
Oh.
Because the first time number 4 and I sat down and played it together, he got attacked by a siege worm over and over again for like 5 turns.
Sounds like Tremors all over again.
Oh, it was Tremors, but think bigger.
Bigger than Tremors.
Bigger. Much bigger. It's a siege worm, so it's huge. So, but you can eventually, depending on which way you go in the tech tree, you can eventually work towards where you start, being able to become friendly with the wildlife and have these alien bugs from this planet start working with you in your army and things like that. So eventually you can get these like ultra units, which like if you move towards like the harmony path and work with the bugs and integrate them into your society, and you even start taking on some of, not your characters, your people won't become bug like, but they start doing like gene therapy stuff to become resistant or all around immune to this poisonous miasma that's around the planets and things like that. And so, because that's something you have to work around in early stages too, is this poisonous miasma until you can get the miasma repulsor to clear it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you can do this whole harmony thing because that's the path I've chosen. I won one game just by there was one game I played with AI, and I won the game without firing a single shot. Because because Civilization is not a war game. It is a civilization game. You can do things peacefully in there. I had a small army. It was pretty small, but I never actually fought anything. Not even the actual alien bugs. I managed to get to where I had a repulsor fence really early, so they couldn't get into my cities anyway. And eventually you can get like technology from that keeps your trade caravan safe. So I had that going for me. Uh, I was technically at war at least once, pissed off like every other group in the game, and still came out on top without firing a single shot. It's because I was able to make a superstructure called a beacon, which is meant to you're supposed to use it to try to contact other alien life forms out there in the universe or galaxy or whatever. So
Nice.
so I did, and so I built the beacon, and then I built the beacon, but I was also working on trying to build up. I had to do some more research the way I was trying to build something called a Xenotitan because I just wanted to see what it was. It was this high level, like harmony based unit that I wanted to get. Turns out it's this huge freaking alien bug that's the size of my city. Like that is like not the size of a building. This thing's the size of my city. Like okay, that is. I made it, and I'm never even going to use it to attack anything. But eventually won,
Yay!
Yay! Got the beacon going, turned it on. It took a while to build, then it took like another 30 turns to actually let it power up and activate. It's like, okay, I'm just going to work on getting my Xenotitan now. So, but it's rather fun, It's some of the changes like to the idea of a tech tree where, I mean, there is a tech tree of sorts in Civ 5. You have to have completed research on, on metallurgy or something like that to be able to eventually get to steelworks. So because you got to know how to do it in the first place, kind of thing. How to work metal to get to being able to work better metal. So it's
makes sense.
Yeah, it's a feasible progressive research. So, but it's then you've got here in the future and all that stuff, and then another planet. Like now we've got the actual research trees. So where you could work towards being able to work titanium and do all that, or work towards working with the alien species, or you can work towards robotics and have powerful robot units. You can work towards augmentation, where you would use technology to augment your people, and you get these baseline units for the most part that you can build as you go up in some of the techs, but they're depending on how you're going with like harmony or purity or superiority changes how some of the baseline like marines and I don't know what to call them. Anyway, gunships and shit like that actually sort of evolve. So like if you have more purity point, or if you have more points in purity, then you're going to be able to choose the unit that works for purity. And depending on which way you go, they get different abilities, look different, all that stuff. So like I chose harmony, so my tanks and soldiers looked more alien-like and all that stuff. I could build Xenoswarms, which was basically a platoon of the bugs that would go out and, with some actual humans riding them and go out and fight my battles for me and all that stuff. So it's actually pretty cool. I really liked it. I think it's a fun game, and now I want to go home and play it. It's a fun game, man.
Yeah, go. Wow.
So, but yeah, I've been wanting to talk about that, and I just haven't had a chance to yet. So, because Beyond Earth came out, it came out at the very end of October. So I think it was right after our last podcast.
Yeah.
So I didn't get it. So yeah. But very fun games, very awesome games. I was a little pissed. Steam had a great sale going on. It was a Halloween sale. Up to the 3rd of November.
Do.
Yeah, up to the 3rd of November, and it's like, oh man, I could get like the last 2 Fallout games with all the DLC. Like, yeah, I played them and beat them, but I mean, I want to go back and play them again, with mods this time, because last time I played like on Xbox or something, like this PC, I want to go back and play them with mods. don't have no money. Sucks. Also, Spore, the complete collection, was up there. A couple other games, like, Jesus, I'd get these and play the shit out of them. I don't have no money. Folks, give us money. But, you got anything else? Or... Cause I know I kind of jumped in there, but...
This is old news, but I guess fairly relevant news.
Old news is still news?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I can't find that one part that I was talking about with you. But a woman with that 29-year-old girl with stage 4 brain cancer killed herself on the 4th. She's been saying it for quite a while, or at least it came out on the 4th. She was planning to do it November 1st, and have been saying it for quite a while, you know, that, hey, this is my plan. You know, most people who are going to commit suicide do it for the attention, whatever. No, it was for attention.
No, if most people do it for attention, I think most people just do it because they're sick of shit.
Well,
I mean, like...
I think... Well, okay. See, I don't commit suicide, so I don't know.
Right. I mean, obviously, if you did, you wouldn't be here.
Right. But the point is, though, is that she wanted to bring attention to this.
Right.
Because her whole thing was that it is her right. Because stage 4 brain cancer, they gave her 6 months of brain activity.
Right.
And the tumor was consuming her brain. Her body, however, would have continued on for quite some time.
Right. Alright, I think I already get the gist of this. Basically, she was saying that it's her right to be able to do whatever she wants with her body, whether that be offing herself or playing with herself, pretty much, right?
It sounds like... I mean,
okay.
Keep in mind that she had a husband and all that already.
And the issue that she seems to be having, from what I understood from our earlier conversation, is that she was, today, past tense, upset about how suicide is technically considered to be illegal, and those who fail at their attempt usually, well, more often than not, they don't spend time in jail, they spend time in a mental house because they try to kill themselves.
Yeah, and...
So, here's how I see it. Let it stay the way it is, because if you try to kill yourself and you fail, you obviously need some help in the first place. That's why you try to kill yourself. You're better off because now you can have a chance to get some help. If it doesn't work, then you're just going to try again anyway, and you might be successful. If you're successful in your first attempt, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It really doesn't matter. Like, look, if you want to off yourself, I'm sorry, that sucks. Especially if you have cancer, I get it. I do. When there's not much you can do, and it's just going to be a lot of suffering for you and everybody else, I understand wanting to do that.
Yeah, I can.
And I cannot fault a person for that. You know, and the idea of suicide, it depends on what you believe in and what's going to happen to you. Some religions believe that if you off yourself, you're going to hell. Some believe that if you off yourself, you're going to purgatory. Some believe that it doesn't matter. If you don't believe in heaven or hell, then it doesn't matter. I mean, if there is a God, then you're going to have to answer for it. That's your problem. But as far as the law of man, I think it's fine the way it is. Because it helps people that need help get help. That's what it is. That's what it's about. But if you're trying to off yourself because you've got this terminal illness that you know is not going to get any better no matter what, I understand wanting to do it. Just be a little bit more thorough.
Yeah.
You know? And if you're going to... Like, I'm not saying kill yourself. I don't want to say that.
And neither...
Even if you have a terminal illness.
Yeah.
We are not saying that. At all. Because it's sad to waste a life. You never know what you can you never know what you can accomplish in the last few months you might have.
Yeah.
You could do a lot for somebody. But if you're gonna do it because you have this terminal illness, then just be a little bit more thorough. Do it right, so that you don't have to worry about the legality of it later.
Yep. And
if you did it wrong, that's your own fault.
Well, and you know they I guess she OD'd on her some of the medication she was prescribed, and shoot, I read this a week ago too, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Let's look at it this way: if I found out I had a terminal illness tomorrow and I was never going to be cured for it, and I had like 2 months to live, you know what I'd do?
What?
I'd get people to give me enough money to make a trip to New York, and then find the tallest building I'm actually capable of getting up on, because they have stuff to block you on the Empire State Building.
Right.
And no, actually, screw it. I'd go to Japan. Because I always wanted to go to Japan. I'd go to the top of Tokyo Tower and hope that I could jump off of there. I would get naked, find a reason to get an erection, and then do a backflip. Like, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right.
Do it in style.
First of all, that fall will kill me, undoubtedly. Second of all, I will have an erection.
So you'll die happy.
Right. And I will die with style, and it's gonna have a fat, naked American laying at the bottom of the Tokyo Tower.
God.
With a smile on his face. That's assuming that I actually don't land it the way I want to, face down. Either my dick's gonna break or I'm gonna break that asphalt. Time to tap that asphalt.
Yeah, really.
But when it comes down to it, we here at the at Weak Rogue Entertainment in general, not just a podcast, the whole company, we do not condone suicide.
No. And you know what? I'm not just because I'm actually just thought of it that somebody watching may try it. I'm not going to read how she did it, but
That's probably a good idea. You never know.
It was a unique way of doing it.
You'll have to tell me afterwards.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, really suicide's not the way.
I think we both have been in that situation and kind of figured why.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been there before. All right, I have, and
Same here.
And it wasn't, I don't know how to put it. Look, so I was on the brink and I tried and I failed, and I you know what? At this point, I'm glad I did, and I'm really glad I did, because there's been a lot of great things since then. There's been a lot of bad things. There's been, my life is utter shit since then, but at the same time, I still have my great friends. I met other great people that have become my friends. We've started a company.
Mm-hmm.
An entertainment company for the sake of making video games and animated series and God knows what else. And you know what? It
Twi'leks.
Right, making Twi'leks so we can bang them.
Yes, absolutely.
It may be a lot of work, but so is life, and all you gotta do is keep trying. That's all there is to it. It's and yes, there are times where I feel low, and I have been dealing with depression for the better part of 16 years now. It ain't easy. The pills don't always help. Talking to doctors doesn't always help. But it's a matter of sometimes you just got to show yourself in the world that you're strong enough to keep going. Again, if you have a terminal illness, I understand. I'm sorry. I've seen it before. But
so have I.
But you could still take that time that you have and do something good with it. Instead of ending it right now, you can still do something good. And it's one of those things of, you never know. You have this terminal illness and they could come with a cure tomorrow.
Yep.
That's the thing about science, is it could take another 5 minutes from now, or it could take another 50 years from now. Give it a shot. Wait it out. See what happens. You never know. If everything goes horrible, I'm sorry, but that, you can blame God, you can blame the universe, whatever you want to believe in. That's just life. That's how we have to do things. That's how we live, and that's how we die. It happens, and there's plenty of people out there that go through these kind of things every day. These terminal illnesses that they die from. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that at least 75% of them still have the balls to keep going. Women too.
Yeah.
They have the balls.
They do.
That might be part of the terminal illness.
Hmm.
I have penises.
Ow.
Right. Uh, so, but fuck that. Enough of being serious.
Yeah.
We get those moments sometime.
We do. Besides, the way I think, if we all decide to, off ourselves, I vote for a Mexican standoff.
Just not really offing ourselves at that point. I mean, if there's a Mexican standoff, then we're still gonna be pointing guns at ourselves.
Well, okay, fine. Well, okay, we off each other, but.
Okay, we'll off each other. I'll shoot first.
Here's the kicker: the last person we gotta make sure that we all die.
Here's the problem that I see with that. I'm pretty sure that at point blank you still couldn't hit me, right? Or fire in time. You'd delay and your brains would be on the floor. And I'd be left standing there like, well, that happened. So
maybe
that's how I see that going down.
Anyway,
we should come close to wrapping up now because you, sir, you have to work tonight at your good old 9 to 5.
9 to 5. That's only 8 hours.
Oh, right.
I work 10 hours.
Your infinity job.
Yes.
So you got
overtime.
That. Yay. So we should probably come to a close soon. I don't know if you want to do anything from Reddit.
Reddit's always good. How about you guys? What do you guys think? You up for some Reddit?
There's
I hear the invisible people. They say you want to do the Reddit.
There's not much to it, but
Reddit, where are you at, guys? Come on, help us out here.
Oh no, we can't do that one. Although I will put this question out there. What 5 words can you say to make someone sick in their stomach? I can do it in 4. But I do not want to say that out loud because I feel horrible. Oh no, that's a decent one. Listen, we need to talk. Yeah, that'll send knots in your stomach.
Yep.
Gee, mine was a little bit more disgusting. So, oh, here we go. I didn't get my period. That could do it.
That would do it.
Let's see here. I ate your mother's placenta. Now, yes, if somebody actually truthfully looked me dead in the eyes and said that to me,
oh my god,
I would probably vomit. But just reading it like that makes me laugh.
That is so nasty.
Oh man. I don't love you anymore. That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Let's see. She said she was 12.
Oh no.
Wow. Okay. I save all my cum. Reddit, I love you. Let's see here. The oysters were not fresh. Here, have a Jolly Rancher. Only most people who surf Reddit for about a year will know that one. Let's see here. Shit cake with magma frosting.
Oh.
If you don't get it, don't ask.
Nope. Don't get it. Don't think I want to know.
Yeah. Sorry, it came back positive. Oh God. Oh God. There's a couple of these words. Oh, sometimes I drink menstrual blood. So, baked period blood pie. Yum.
Oh God.
Okay.
Do we have any Klingons in the crowd?
Here's the worst one by far, if you ask me. This one's just the thought of it makes me cringe and want to vomit. Paper cut on the urethra. Yeah, that'll do it.
That don't make me vomit. That just makes me go, ah!
Yeah. I like Comcast customer service.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, a cottage cheese like yeast infection. Oh, that's...
There's something wrong with you people. That's why we like yous.
Hey, does this smell infected?
Ah, God. Yeah.
Oh my. Right. Oh, I checked your browser history. Okay, I might have to. Okay, say it that one. I'm gonna go back and look at that some. Oh boy, you people make me sick.
That's why we like you so much.
Absolutely. Let's see. What's the first thing you'd do if you were given a time machine? That one seems fitting for an end question for us.
I'd probably go.
I don't know. Go somewhere
sure.
in time. You know what? I'm gonna go with. I'll tell you exactly what number 4 would say. Probably because we've gone over this before.
Oh, great.
More than likely, if it was number 4, that got us in the time machine, he would go into the future and steal all kinds of technology and then bring it back and then sell it to the government, probably, or the highest bidder, whichever. And then hope for the best, and the best being that we take all this future technology and reverse engineer it so that we learn about it and all that and learn how to reproduce it at a quicker rate. And then eventually that would inevitably push, our technology by probably about 100 years, if you went 100 years into the future, come back with it. So it pushes our technology up faster, which means the next time he goes to the future, it's going to be even more advanced, and then just rinse and repeat.
See?
We're going to advance by leaps and bounds here, folks.
See, I'm a little bit more selfish. I'd go and buy stock.
Oh, no, that's totally selfish, too. He'd be selling it to the highest bidder.
Oh, I know.
Imagine the money he could make off of that.
Oh, I know, but it would also benefit the Earth.
Well,
See,
yeah.
I'd be more selfish. I would go back and I would buy stock in IBM. I would go buy stock in Apple and in Microsoft and put them all in one of my family members' name. And then when they pass away, have it come to me. And so all of a sudden, at a young age, I have in a trust of set to when I'm say 18 or something, that I get all that access to all that money. So at that point, I probably would be a millionaire. You know,
but we probably wouldn't be doing this. Now,
no.
I'm going to disagree with you on this, though. I don't think that's the best way to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because then you're bound to change your past and who you are. What you do is...
You have a good point.
What you do is... And everybody always likes the idea of go back and then pass and give myself stock advice. No. What you do is you go to the future and you get stock advice from the future.
Better yet.
You see what kind of things make it great and all that stuff. Now, granted, it's risky because you disappearing for a period of time to go to the future means that something could change by you not being there. So, but there's still a chance that you could go to the future and learn good stock trade and then come back and be like, I am going to put money in this.
That's why I don't go to the future.
I'd probably just go to like...
You know what I would do? I would send a robot that would, because, internet.
Right.
Have the robot go, checks into the internet, downloads all the information, comes back. Now my question would be, would the information that I get or write down still exist because it's not been written yet?
That is a good question. See that comes in with the whole time paradox, and though it also comes in with the whole it can work with the multiple dimension theory as well.
True.
That's one of those things. As long as we don't know exactly what would happen with time travel, that's the best idea. There's too many theories about it. That's the problem.
That it's not really, time travel is not really a theory. They actually did a couple of weeks ago send a proton into the future, and it returned.
Interesting. Well, time travel itself isn't a theory, but there's still theories behind what actually happens.
True.
Because as long as we're not sending people into the future, we don't know what it'll actually do to the past.
True. But, now that we're getting to the point where we can do nanotechnology and whatever, if we're able to send a proton, then build a nanobot and send it. And we'll find out.
Yeah. But, yeah. Although, honestly, I think if I had a time machine, I probably wouldn't go to the... I might go to the future, just because it could be neat to see all that stuff. There's a lot of things that we might have in the future, even if I go missing for, 100 years, 200 years, or whatever, and be like, okay, so this looks more fun. I'm gonna hang out here.
Yeah, really.
So, I don't know. It's really hard to say because there's still so much theory about time travel in the first place. It's like, one person, even the most, insignificant of persons.
Butterfly effect.
Right, it's the butterfly effect. And it's like one of us could go and that could unleash complete hell on the world by the time we actually get to our destination in the future.
World War IV.
What happened to 3? That lasted for 5 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Technically, we're still in World War II.
In a sense.
Kind of.
In a sense. But yeah, so time travel is really tricky in the first place. So I don't know. I might just go back in time and, like right around when I was expected that King Arthur died and, snag Excalibur. Sure, the carbon dating would show that it's still, not as old as it could be, but it's like, I know. I have Excalibur. I've got it. It's fine. I will put it in a case somewhere safe and be happy with it.
You know what I think I might do? I got it. Put it to rest once and for all on what really happened with Jesus. And that way people can be like, there were no witnesses, and I can go, ha ha, bullshit. I was there. I was there.
Then again, if you couldn't actually tell people that you had a time machine because of the shit that could happen if they found out you had a time machine, then nobody would ever believe you. But it's kind of like me going back and getting Excalibur. It's the fact that like, I have Excalibur. For you to be, I was there. I saw it, man.
I trust me.
I think I go back in time and save Jesus. Like, alright, off the cross you go, buddy. Because what would I do? I'd go back in time with a machine gun. Hey, Romans, fuck off. Jesus knowing everything, like apparently he probably would. He probably might understand the idea of the paradox that I just caused.
Yeah.
You realize that you've totally screwed this timeline up. I don't really care. This is for science.
I think Jesus would go, I have to send you back. Wait, what you mean? Away you go.
No.
Damn
I don't want to go back. There's some hot chicks in this era.
Yeah.
I want to bang the Virgin Mary.
Why not? How you think Jesus had brothers?
Right. Like somebody eventually slipped up in that. Ha! That'd be great. I'm the one that caused Jesus to have brothers. I can't cause Jesus. That one's kind of impossible for me, but...
But this is how you
actually,
get
no, I could.
Yeah.
I totally could. With today's technology, I could make Jesus. I could go back in time, and I can make Jesus happen. Artificial insemination, man. I can make Jesus. And I'm going to tell Mary, your son, his name. People are going to pronounce it wrong for years. You got to make sure they get it right. It's Jesus. Just screw up the timeline completely.
Jeez.
And then every Mexican named Jesus will actually be called Jesus at that point. Because why not? It's spelled the same way, but, they say Jesus.
And
because I want to just break things. Some people just want to watch the world burn. I want to watch it just go up in flames and explode. I'm a madman. What can I say? It's fine.
See, he wants to tell her to call him Jesus, and when I want to go
ahead,
and shake whoever mistranslated the name Joshua to Jesus, and just shake him and be like, "What the fuck are you thinking?" Because in Hebrew, Yeshua translates as Joshua.
Interesting.
So guess what his name was?
Then again, I might just go back and just, I don't know, there might be some, hot, important chicks I might bump uglies with in the past. Get some money off them, making my sugar mamas throughout time, and then,
just pop in once in a while.
Yeah, and just, start saving up the gold somewhere safe, and somewhere
Absolutely.
no one will get to, and nobody else will, it's all good, All good. Search through history, find out. Turns out Cleopatra had a kid.
How did that happen? I wonder.
Whoops.
Now, here's the other thing.
American.
Would you remember both events? Would you remember, events as they were and events as you changed them? Or would your mind just go, and all of a sudden your brain just kind of...
Technically speaking, I might have to, I'd have to pick all the hot chicks of history that I'd want to bang, and then I'd have to start with, the earliest date and probably work my way up for it to be safest, Because... because eventually I'm gonna have to keep popping back to relearn history here and there, find out what happened to this person if they had a kid, because I don't want to go off to ye old England and bop around the countryside for a few years.
Why not?
No, I want to. I don't want to do that, and then have to then show up another 100 years down the road and find out sometime that I'm banging my great granddaughter at this point. You don't want to do that.
No, that'd be
It just gets weird. Then it's just unintentional incest from generations. It's well, this is wrong.
I'm my own
everything.
I'm my great grandpa. What the hell?
Because both my families, both my heritage comes from England.
Oh. That's right.
So it'd be horrible if I went to ye old England and bopped around enough that I became both my heritage. I am my great grandparents, not just my grandfather was somewhere along the line. It's things just, whew. But damn, ye old snatch be tight. So I'm just saying, but.
Oh, I think if I remember right, going way back to the beginning when we were talking about entertainment, I think there's another Dumb and Dumber movie.
Oh yeah, there's one coming out. Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep. It's coming. Damn.
Yeah, I I don't know how I feel about that.
Me either, because I watched the first one. It was funny at first, and then my brother got a hold on VHS, and like he did with most movies that he and I both
Played
enjoyed
it out.
together, he played the living shit out of it, and I started to hate it. So yeah, like we did that. He did that with Twister. He did that with Mr. Holland's Opus. That one pissed me off because I love that movie. I bought the movie for myself on VHS years ago, and then he kept playing it over and over and over again until I was tired of it. It's like, thanks for ruining that movie, dude. Thank you a lot. You suck. So, so yeah. Nowadays, I just like watching documentaries a lot. Speaking of which, I wholeheartedly recommend a documentary called "I Know That Voice." It's on Netflix right now. I just watched it the other night. It goes into voice acting, not really for anime. It's more for like American cartoons and all that stuff.
Okay.
Like I had no idea that like back in the old days of the Looney Tunes, like the original old days,
Yeah.
that most of those characters were voiced by one guy.
Oh yeah.
Like I had completely missed that somewhere along the line. I was like, man, he was good.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's actually a really interesting documentary. If you're interested in voice acting, or if you just like in getting into it, or just interested in it in general, I really recommend watching it. It's actually really good. So it was a good watch. So yeah, I stumbled across it because the other day on Reddit I found or on Ask Reddit I found a question of what's your idea of a good documentary or something. Basically, what's a documentary you recommend? And that was on the list. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch that as soon as I get home. And I did. I was like, hey, that's really neat, actually. So.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause I was actually kind of surprised when I found that out. I'm like, well, kind of makes sense. They do kind of sound slightly similar, but
right.
not like, I mean, but they were cartoons, so you didn't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, hell, they still sound slightly similar nowadays too, but it's not the same person doing Daffy, Bugs, Porky, and all that. So.
Yeah.
So that means that's just really good voice actors nowadays that are imitating the original, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
He's kind of dead, but because he's old.
Oh, speaking of dead,
I didn't do it.
Are you sure?
Maybe I might have.
I read an article that they think they found the part of the brain where we feel like we see ghosts. Basically, their science is trying to say that ghosts don't exist anywhere except for in our heads.
I don't buy that.
Well,
I also don't buy most of the shit that science says anymore anyway. I mean, when people are still coming out with studies that say that video games lead to violence, I'm losing faith in the scientific community at that point.
Well, yeah.
Those are debates we can't get in. We don't have time for it.
I know.
So maybe next time.
But the what they were saying though is they found the part of the brain where you actually feel like there's somebody beside you or around you or whatever. And
the only time I ever feel that is when somebody is.
And like or you see things and whatever.
Right.
And they were saying that's a sensory perception delay. That
I believe
there's a synapse that's not firing fast enough, and so
I tell you what, I believe that is something that possibly does happen to people, but not to everybody that's ever seen a ghost.
Yeah.
Because basically at that point they're saying that happens to several billion people that probably actually believe in ghosts. Because in all honesty, the idea of ghosts and extraterrestrials are a lot more easily accepted nowadays than they used to be.
Yeah. And but what they did was they built an actual robot. It's a virtual reality type thing.
Right.
And they would go in this, and I don't remember what the article entirely said, but something about what it did was it tricked your brain. And so, like, and whatever it did, whatever part of the brain it stimulated, it was freaking people out. Like, I mean, they were going, stop the experiment. I get this thing off me.
Are they sure they just weren't hitting the fear center?
Oh, that's possible. I mean, but like they felt like something was right here, and nobody was in the room, but they felt like something was right here around them, like close to them or something. But nobody was in the room. So I don't know. These are interesting things to me, but I'm kind of with you, ghosts and think, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I am going to directly point out the main problem with this study is that it seems that they're going under the assumption that most people's ghostly experiences are just being touched by something that's not there.
Yeah, it actually sounds like that. I mean, I didn't think of it that way till you pointed that out.
Well, as soon as you started saying that, I started thinking, it's like, that's all about, that feeling of being touched. It's most experiences with ghosts aren't aren't always based on just being touched by something or feeling the presence of something there or something like that, getting that cold chill, your hair standing on end or whatever. It's most people like see ghosts or whatever. It's like the one experience that I've had in my life that really stands out. First of all, I wasn't the only person to see it. Second of all, and I mean, like, when it happened. Second of all, I'm not the only person in the history of this town where it happened to have ever seen it. There's
true.
people that work where you work that, not at the same time you do, but I work with number 4 because he works there too. And they have talked about this ghost house outside of town here. It's a ways out, but it's out there. And I saw it. I was not alone when I saw it. And
that's funny. When I read that, I kind of started laughing. I'm like, really? Can you explain a house that's in the middle of nowhere and people see this thing?
So, yeah,
even
I
though
saw a ghost house. I saw someone standing in
it.
front of it. There was a dog there that night that chased our car. There's a lot to take in that was not a hallucination, and I was not the only one to see it. Unfortunately for me, the only other person that's seen it died 5 years ago. But, I mean, that night, I should say. But there's been other people that have seen this house out there that's not out there. People that drive that road more frequently than I ever have or ever probably will because I have no reason to head that direction that often. So, me 1, science 0.
Yeah. And the thing is that, it kind of feels at times there's a dimensional wall that just kind of lets down or something.
You know what? I have theories on the paranormal and ghosts, but we do not have time to go into that because we have ran even
Maybe
longer than
next
expected.
time.
Yeah, because we never really did anything proper for Halloween, so you never know.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, for the time being, ladies and gents, invisible people, whatever the hell you want to be called at this moment, I don't know. Anyway, Peter Pan here and little Wendy have to call it a night. So
we do.
Thank you guys for joining us for yet another insanity-based, mind-melting podcast, and we hope to see you guys next time.
Melting.
Yeah, what he said. We hope to see you guys next time. So please come back. We're lonely.
We are.
We're trapped in this box and we can't get out.
Come see us. We would like to see you.
Come play with us, invisible people, forever and ever. All right.
All right. See ya.
99.